User story is nothing but your user's requirement. User story define the user's requirement from the user's perspective, which will help you to understand what exactly your user needs. Now basically there are two format of user story. One is typical standard format, that is, as a user I want to do xyz, that is your goal, so that I can able to do this, that will be your reason. So example will be like, as a customer I want to track my order so that I know when it will come. Another form of user story is like as, when, and then. So it is like, as a user, when there is a condition, then there will be expected output. Now the example of this, it will be like, as a customer, when I enter my order number, then I should see my order status. Now let's try to understand why user stories are important, or why user story are used. Now very first thing, to keep focus on user needs, you have to use user story. To encourage a collaboration in agile team, you have to use user story. User story will also help you to prioritize the features effectively, to make sure that you have understood and you have gathered your users requirement clearly. You have to use user story. Also, let's try to understand when to use which formats. Whenever you are going to define very high level requirements, you have to use as, I want, so that format of user story. Whenever you are going to specify any behavioral or any test cases, you have to use as, when, then format of user story. Now let's try to understand when to use user stories. Whenever you are working in agile or scrum projects, you have to use user story, which will help your team to iterate very quickly. Whenever you are working in a user focused features, you have to use user story, which will ensures development aligns with the user needs. Whenever you are working in a collaborative team, you have to use user story to encourage discussion among developers, designers, and stakeholders. Whenever you are working in incremental development, you have to use user story, which will help you to break larger tasks into a smaller and manageable pieces. Whenever you are into a prioritization, you have to use user story, which will help you to simplify backlog management and sprint planning. Now let's try to understand when not to use user story. Whenever you are working in a highly technical task, don't use user story. Whenever you are into legal and compliance requirements, don't use user story. Whenever you are in a complex system